I'm sorry. Go on.
No, no, Stargazer, please, man, go ahead.
I was going to ask the question. So, like, what do you think about afterlife? So he definitely believes in the existence of afterlife, and what he can tell to people who doesn't believe in afterlife.
Just try it. No, I'm kidding. That's not a good joke. Right.
I believe that there is other life. I
Okay.
believe.
So, what do you want to say to a person who doesn't believe in afterlife?
I respect. I respect the atheist. I respect everyone because the culture. When you have a culture, you respect all other culture. If you know the letter A, B, C, D, you respect the letter A, B, C, D. You don't. I'm not fanatic in my reason. You know that. I hear you. I listen to you. Analyze what you say, but I have a conviction what I believe. You know that. So I believe that when you die, because God is pneuma, right? In Greek, pneuma. Pneuma. Someone asked me, Celso, could you tell me, please, the gender of God? I say, there isn't a gender. Why not? Because in Greek, pneuma is spirit, is neutral. Neutral, no masculine, no feminine. It's a neutral, pneuma in Greek. God is spirit, only spirit. So I understand that, according to the Bible, right? That God made flesh in Jesus Christ. In Greek, in archeologos, I'm speaking in Greek now. In archeologos, it means that in the beginning was the word, hologos. The word was with God. The word was God. So I understand that Jesus is God, according the Greek word, right? Not according to your idea. I respect yours. But my friend from Pakistan, he was talking to me. He believed that Jesus was a prophet, not God. But I believe that God, Jesus was very clear when he told, "My Father and I are one." So if my Father and I are one, Jesus is God. God, Jesus told to the Lazarus, Lazarus, come out. God gave life to Lazarus. Only God can give life to you. So if you think about this, you are going to arrive conclusion that God, Jesus is God. But I respect you because I was talking to Muslim. I told you before, and he believed in Allah. I say, okay, but Allah is the name because God is how say regional name. You can call in English God, Jehovah. There are many names you can classify the name of God. But original name, cultural name is God. If you go to Japan, God. United States, God. In Brazil, you say Deus. But if I'm going to speak in English, God. So it is a title, you know that. But if you analyze God, God is spirit, it's pneuma, you know that. But the title is God. Everybody call God, you know that.
Yeah.
You can
Don't
call
you?
Allah.
Do
If you are Muslim,
Salsa?
say Allah, Allah. I respect it.
Yeah, like
Okay.
respect must be in many different ways, Salsa. So, yeah, I was listening to you mm, some time. You're
Uh,
right. And what
uh,
kind of point you're trying to make, I don't understand because you're not clear. You're just giving some random information to me. You say right? My question is, do you know
do you know what?
the things
What a question.
that you were just telling? So, for example, God is spirit and other bunch of things you said, right? So, do you know these things or you just believe in these things?
Do you know if I believe in these things? You ask me like this. Your microphone is breaking. Do you know what I believe?
Do you
Okay,
know
could
the
you repeat?
things that you were claiming? For example, you're saying God is spirit and many other things. So,
Yeah,
do you know
I
these things
do. I
or
do.
you just believe in these things?
Yeah, I know that the people from Africa, maybe they are not going to believe like me because the culture is different. If you were born in Brazil, for example, maybe you should be Christian. If
Mm-hmm.
I was born in Africa, maybe I could be Muslim
Mm-hmm. So,
because the culture that you live, you know that.
I understand. So don't you think that means, like, hey, wait, like, so all these things cannot be true at the same time because there are many cultures. They believe in different things. They believe in contradictory things. For example, you gave a good example. You said that my Pakistani friend believes that Muhammad is, um,
Yeah,
oh, like
yeah.
they
He,
believe that.
he, he believes in Torah,
Yeah,
the five books of the
they
New Old Testament, Torah.
and they also believe that Jesus was a prophet, right? So that's what you said.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Sure, sure, sure.
but you don't believe in the same way. So that means, like, at least one of you must be wrong about what you believe, right? So it doesn't seem like a knowledge. It sounds like a belief to me. So you believe in something, and the other person believes in something else, and kind of it's about the same topic, but like they're not telling the same thing. So you guys cannot be true at the same time, right?
Yeah. Do you believe what are you? What you are religious? Sorry,
I don't
if
have
I
a
ask you.
religion.
Okay, go ahead. You
Yeah,
believe in God? Do you believe in God, or are you atheist?
yeah. You can call me an atheist. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I respect you. Okay,
Okay.
no problem. Very good. So, where are you from? Are you from Asia, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Pakistan?
Okay. Let's say Pakistan.
Where are you from? Pakistan, right? Accent? I think so. I don't know. Maybe your accent
Oh yeah, I
look
have
like
Pakistani accent.
Pakistan.
Yeah.
Pakistan.
hmm
Yeah. Okay.
So
Very good.
yeah, what about these things? So people believe in many different things.
Well, I told you that I respect because the culture. I'm convict. I have a conviction about my culture. Do you know that? I
Yeah.
studied very hard. I had beautiful experience with God in my life. Beautiful. I never forget my experience. But I haven't been talking to many people. Many people say, I don't believe. I say, okay, I respect you. But I had this experience and I studied very much. I studied very much about this.
You
I,
start.
I have a graduation in theology. I have a post
That's
graduation in theology. Yeah, yeah.
that's
I
very
studied
good.
theology.
That's why like I felt that you have some experience about this field. That's why I was asking, what would you say to a person who doesn't believe in afterlife or God? Let's say. So I'm not claiming that there are no gods at all. I just don't know if there is a God or not, or if there is an afterlife or not. I just don't know the answer. Like I just don't believe because I don't have enough evidence to believe. I have never checked the afterlife or I have never tested a God. That's fine. I don't believe. That doesn't mean that there are no gods or that doesn't mean that there is no afterlife, right? But I also want to learn. Like if there is really strong evidence, I want to see it.
The key is born again.
Born
The
again?
first thing that you need to listen, born again. What does it mean? Born again. Many people cannot understand this. Born again.
I'm
I am
referring
hearing this. I
to
was born again. I was born in the belly of my mother. I was born, you can say for me,
that
born
doesn't
again
mean
twice,
again, right?
born in spirit. Born in spirit it is the experience that I told you. I
Okay.
had this experience. But no, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I use my reason. I don't use my emotion because reason in Greek means latreia, a Greek word, latreia, reason,
Okay.
and emotion. Yeah, emotion means emovere, Latin word, emotion. I don't use my emotion to talk to you. I use my reason. I'm not crazy.
Okay, then what's the
I play
reason?
volleyball, I dance, I do everything that you do.
Okay.
The difference, because I believe it is difference between you and me. Because you play football, okay.
That's also
Are you married? No, I'm
okay.
married. I do have a, okay, the same thing.
hmm So
No difference.
like I'm preparing another video for my channel nowadays. I'm asking
Okay,
this
good.
clear question to people. Okay, like whoever
Uh-huh.
listen or watch the video, the question and the core question is: do you think just because you believe in something that means it's real? That's the question. So you say that my reason, latreia, you said right in Greek. You said my reason is my belief. So you believe in something, okay? but I really care about the belief itself. So my question is, for example, if I believe that I have seven spirits, let's say, that means this is true. Or if I believe that I can fly like a bird if I jump from a skyscraper. So do you think that my belief is enough for justifying the claims, other claims? Oh, we have lost them, or maybe I'm not audible right now.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm like we play soccer, and then if main player gets hurt,
uh,
you substitute.
thanks for the backup, Ian.
I'm not like Ben. I'm not equipped with AI, but
Oh, and I told you, like, I'm not promising anyone to replace their voice with AI. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I see. If you replace mine in the future, just Matthew McConaughey, if you can,
Who?
please.
What about Jordan Peterson?
No, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
J. So
uh,
yeah, man. I
yeah,
see, I see you get a question for people,
yeah. There's a
right?
question.
Some belief can be substantiated and agreed to be true, correct?
Agreed to be true. Okay.
Right. Because it's not always that. I mean, because when we talk about evidence, it is about what we agree in the end of the day. Evidence has to pass um, on our judgment, right?
Okay.
So when it, so if we're talking about a belief in what specifically,
Afterlife.
your question, afterlife. Hmm.
What about this example, Ian? So you know that in the past people had really compelling evidence about the rotation of the sun, right? Their observation was just telling only one thing, right? They're stationary. The sun and the stars, all the stars and the moon is rotating around this planet, right? And all people agreed on that because it was obvious to all of them, right? So at that time, even if we were living at that time, Ian, we would be very convinced that that's the case. And but now, we know that that's not the case. Even when there is, what you mentioned about the evidence that people agree, right? And even in that case, we can be wrong about the belief or, about the truth, let's say.
Yeah, but doesn't mean that we are wrong about all belief
Sure, look,
that we hold.
and like I never claim that you're wrong about afterlife, right? Or God or
Mm-hmm.
gods. So yeah, you believe, but also just say it again and again. Just because you believe in it, that doesn't mean it's true or false. So I just don't say only, but it doesn't mean it's true, right? I say it doesn't mean it's true or false. So maybe it's true, maybe false, but your belief doesn't have anything to do with the, reality of that thing.
Well, but the question holds a lower stance because what I think would be a better question is like, you know, what do you think it could be a compelling, evidence for
That
afterlife?
that's a very good question, and always encourage believers to ask such questions to non-believers because you guys maybe don't want to waste your time, right? When you discuss these topics, like you anticipate, like to convince them. Maybe you don't declare that, but that's the thing, right? When you discuss with people, you want them to accept your opinion. And that's why it's a really good question. Like, what is the,
Also, also it's important to just get to the point where it's not what exclusively makes me believe in afterlife, but what can make we believe in afterlife. Because any evidence that is unknowable by you, it won't work, right? For for what you're seeking. So it has to be a evidence that can work for both of us. Because obviously we have our personal experiences, right? And that wouldn't work for you. So it's also the type of evidence that
exactly,
you have. Mm-hmm.
exactly. For example, let's assume like we're both friends, right? Let's assume I died, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And somehow you started hearing my voice, okay? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling, hey, Ian, man, like, wow, wow, you guys were right about your beliefs. Um, and now I'm in the afterlife, but somehow I have some connection, right? So,
Right.
if you're reasonable enough, you can start to think that you are delusional, you have some problem, right? But it's something that we can test, right? For example, you can ask me, hey, wait. Maybe I'm just dreaming right now, but like I'm a believer. I believe in afterlife. Maybe this is true, but I have to test it. I have to check it. So please tell me what's going on in the other room. If you are the spirit, if you're able to communicate with me without, showing yourself to me. So maybe you can check the things going on in other rooms or in other places, or you can try to gather information that you cannot get directly, right? So that's kind of good test. Like you can even like tell your friends, hey, like I'm having such kind of an experience. I don't know if this is true or false. Maybe someone is joking, or maybe something is happening. I don't know, but I need to test that, and we can test that. Then, for example, you can say, hey, wait, I will send the spirit to your house and I will try to guess what you are doing, or maybe just type some numbers randomly on your notebook and I will, tell you the number exactly. So you can gather, you know, information that cannot be, acquired normally, right? Well, it's kind of supernatural event. And to me, okay, to be honest, it's kind of enough evidence for ghosts, let's say,
Yeah, I
or
mean
afterlife.
you're using peer review, right? But the test itself can be categorized as an illusion, right?
Which one?
So any test that you wanted to make with a peer review to quote unquote prove it, right? Again, to me, what is interesting and really works is like, okay, Stargazer, from what I believe about afterlife, first thing I believe is like, first, we are here now, right? Okay. And we were not here before. So from not being here, we know it is a possibility because it's an actuality, right? Now that opens a big door, right? Of possibilities. I'm not saying that just because it happened once, it will happen again. But I'm framing here about the realms of possibility. Like, look at this. It's a manifestation of something that was not and something that became. Now, that to me opens a door, right, to question. Now, an evidence for you that can both work for you and me at the same time. I don't think I have any but a scripture, which would be the Quran. And if you would take the Quran as as what it claims to be, then yeah, then that in theory should be evidence enough, right?
So it's like you are trying to prove that thing with something that also needs to be proven. So first you
Right.
have to prove that thing, you have to prove a lot of things, and then you say, okay, if these things are true, that means this is also true because it's mentioned in this book.
Yeah, you have to, if you prove a more fundamental thing, then it becomes easier to prove the thing that's less fundamental,
Okay, I think
right?
I wouldn't disagree about this, but like which one is like
Because
harder, like proving, for example, Quran or proving a supernatural experience that you can test?
I mean, it depends of your agnosticism level. If your agnosticism level is very high, then it's very hard. If it's not, then it's not. You know. So because what else could we use as an evidence? I mean, near death experience. I don't know. Um, we don't have much like strong direct evidence um, for afterlife because it's something that comes after. Um, and anything that's personal, like that hits me to my personal core, it wouldn't work to establish like a connection with someone else with evidence. So I think the only reasonable thing here is like, okay, do we have like a message from from the God who created everything, and is this message true? I guess that would be the best shot for an evidence that you know you could accept. I mean, do you have any idea of like how else? I mean, I don't think people are communicating right with us after they die. It's like Shakespeare said, right?
Yeah, that's why
After
I
they
brought the example that if someone can communicate when he or she died, so that would be good evidence to me. Still, like that there are a lot of problems in it, but at least I think my skepticism would stop in that level. I think, and I'm not sure about
yeah,
this one by the way, Ian. I'm just saying it right now. But if I face with such kind of evidence right now, I believe that it's enough and it can convince me, but it's not like something that I can be certain.
I mean, what I'm saying is like afterlife. It's not. Maybe we can agree on this. It's not a far-fetched idea, right? If you evaluate, you know, the fact that we hear, and that in itself, it's already pretty amazing. Then, I mean, possibilities are open, right?
Yeah, but okay, maybe it's not far fetched, but it's fast.
It's more like because when we don't experience something, we tend to feel that that's far, right? Because we don't experience that, which makes sense, but it doesn't mean that it's not a reality.
So,
So,
okay,
mm-hmm.
but if we
No, go ahead.
approach like the other things in the same way, for example, we don't experience unicorns, and that doesn't mean they're not real, or we don't experience, Santa Claus, so that doesn't mean it's just a cartoon or story.
Yeah, but we did not create ourselves. I mean, I think we can agree on that. But we did create unicorns, as most of us would agree, right? Like 99% of us would agree. Unicorns is a creation of us,
Yes, we
of
agree.
ours.
And other concepts can be also similar, right? Maybe we created gods, angels, and all those stories.
But we don't claim that, right? We don't claim to create, for example, Allah. We don't claim that. Now,
Sure.
the difference is if we claim we created something, right? Then yeah, we take it into account and we say like we did that. But if we are claiming that something exists and it was and we didn't create, then maybe both are fake, maybe both are true, but they're not the same type of claim. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let me then like make it harder for you then. So, Hinduism, there are multiple gods, right?
Thought you would make it easier.
I don't think it's easier, but like if you think in the same way again. So now, like this example is not like people accept that it's man-made, right? Then like
Mm-hmm.
they believe that is the case.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
that means then yeah, it was not easier.
Right. All right. What if I try to tackle from another angle?
Okay.
Right. So, um, if there is a God, it's easy for a God to preserve your existence, or even to upload your integral part, what makes you you, like your consciousness, right? Say, with your memories. It's very easy, right, for a God who created the universe to do that. That we agree, right?
Yeah, if God is super powerful, yeah.
Right. So if we agree that there is a God that created the universe, then that's a big step for accepting um, afterlife. But you still can say, but maybe this God doesn't care. Then we just have to, see if the God care with us. And yeah, I mean, after all, like, wh- why don't you think the Quran is from God?
Again, no compelling evidence that there, yeah, kind of a lot of evidence, but they're not compelling.
What would it be a compelling evidence of the Quran being from God, in your, you know, opinion?
The Quran itself, oh, like, well, for example, like, not you, but people speak about
Well,
prophecy, right?
let's agree what the Quran is. Sorry to interrupt. Let's agree with the Quran. What the Quran is for you first.
Book, a book,
A book
yeah.
from
From Muslims.
or who is the author?
I don't know. It's anonymous to me.
So you wouldn't say Muhammad is the one that brought it or the author,
I wouldn't say
not
Muhammad
God.
himself. It's hard to
Uh-huh.
claim that, but definitely I wouldn't say God.
All right. So you would okay. So the Quran says itself to be from God, right? From the Creator. Um, and question: is it important how it came about, or is important only the content of it? Because if it is from God, maybe the content can stand on itself. Or you think it's important also how it came about to be?
It could be in both ways or one way, right? So, for example, if it's just a book, but if you see, like, imagine a spaceship the size of a city, okay? And it comes, and then, the books starts falling from that spaceship, okay? So, and the
Mm-hmm.
book is just, let's say it's just, a novel, right? That's just
Mm-hmm.
sci-fi novel, like, It doesn't tell you that you should obey these rules. It's just a novel, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how it came, you know, if all people observe that, right, then that would be something. So that would book is not like the other books. Yeah, the content is similar to what we have already, but how it came from where, that's a big thing. Or it could be the other way, as Muslims claim that the Quran cannot be written by a man. Why? Because look, all those scientific things cannot be known at that time, so therefore this book originates to God, so it's not human origin. So yeah, that's the second thing. Or it could be both, right? We can observe a book coming in that way, you know, and the content, like let's suppose that, like the space example, the book is not just a sci-fi book, it speaks about the future. And everything it says, it's so clear and precise that we observe. It says the Pluto will explode after 1 year exactly at this moment, and it happens. So sure, you can think that maybe they did it, they exploded the Pluto, but whatever. I mean, it's speaking about everything that will happen in the future precisely. Now we have the
But
example
then,
that the book came in a different way, and it's so different than the other books.
but do you agree with me if there is a God, his intention, it's something that should be in the equation, right? For example, what does he want, right? Like, what if the God doesn't want to just, make it clear for you, just out of the bat that he's there? What if he wants to just, give you some hints and guide you and train you, just like we do, right?
That's possible.
We
No
train
problem.
kids, we train ourselves.
Yeah, but I
So,
so but that then there must be a difference. Still, there must be a difference in why, because how can we differentiate a book? I mean, if it's written by a god or a human, because I can also write a book, and I can ask things from people, right? I can comment a lot of things. I can say this is good, this is bad, right? And I can make it, the way it is, so that like I can claim, hey, Ian, come on, like this is from God. Just because you don't see the clear cut things, that doesn't mean it's not from God. Maybe this God is trying to hide himself. It doesn't want to make it so clear, right? So then how we can understand which book is from God? Because it's not the only book, right?
mm, that's why you have to follow the clues, right? You don't start with an assumption and just stay at there. I wouldn't consider that a good approach. You start with the clues. What do you
Okay.
have to work with, right? So we can analyze what we have, right? We can look at the world and see it's more likely that there is a creator, there is not a creator. And here we're not talking about morality, right? We're just talking about the attribute of a creator, right? Then if we establish that there is a creator, right, we can move on. We can follow the clues. That's the best way, right? Maybe I can make an analogy, right? So you go to a forest, and in this forest we can hypothesize a plethora of animals, like a bunch of any and many different type of animals. But if you go in the forest and you start to find the hints, you might get closer to identify what type of animals are there. So by going and following the clues, we can have a better, shot at the truth. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, but the problem is, I could claim that there is a jelly monster in the forest, and I can put clues about a jelly monster. I can melt some jelly, right, and I can put it
Mm-hmm.
on some tracks, right. I can damage some trees and put jellies on it, right, as if it was damaged by a jelly monster, right. So if you find those hints, but not the jelly monster. That means, oh wait, like these clues are enough, so that means jelly monster is real.
I mean, but then you're assuming a new theory, right? It's like we have to tackle everything, right? We have to see like could it be that the Quran is made by aliens? It's made by someone with a IQ of 300, you know?
Or
It's made
made
by
by many people.
many people, like the Illuminati type of thing, right?
Maybe, yeah.
You can tackle these possibilities, right? And then it's like in life, you know, um, sometimes you want to do a project, like in a video, for example, because you were talking about editing videos and stuff, and you don't really know how to do it. So then you start, digging around, trying to find clues to see how you can do it. And then with time passes, you can find better way to do it, right? So that's what I'm suggesting here, and I think that we can get at the Quran strongly. Well, this is what I believe, right? I know you don't believe it, but um, yeah. So the Quran describes. Well, that's a hard conversation, and we had many times, right?
Okay, and like that's a little bit off the topic, but if you want, yeah, we can have the call, or maybe next time, another time, how you wish.
Yeah, sure. Because I think, I mean, the end of the day, it's about what you believe and what I believe, right? So you believe maybe the evidence is not enough, and I believe the evidence is enough. That's what we have to talk about. Because what else then? I mean, we're gonna talk about like it's to see if I agree with you or you agree with me. That's the thing, right? Otherwise, we can just question reality and be like
Yeah,
crazy philosophers.
yeah. But again, like sometimes it happens in a different way, and so I tell people, hey, this is the enough evidence to me. But the believer says, no, wait. I mean, by the way, like it's way better evidence that they have, okay? But they
Uh huh.
become more skeptic than me. And they say, oh, no, wait, like, what if it's an alien, or what if it's a time travel? Like they just ask the questions that I'm asking for other things. So I'm saying, no, wait, like, ahi, okay, this is enough for me, and like, it can make me a believer. But they say, wait, like this is not enough. Also, like if
What?
even if it's not enough for you, so like, what do you have? Then yeah,
Okay.
that's a problem.
What is your methodology to establishing? Because many things can be what ifs, right?
Yeah.
You can question many things. So, what methodology do you have to establish that this amount of probability becomes, to me, something I believe it's correct, and this amount of probability means I become skeptical about it, and this amount of becomes clear to me that is false.
Okay, it's
So you
very
have
clear.
three levels, right?
Okay, maybe
Hmm.
like I didn't follow you exactly, but like, probably I will answer your question in the best way. So
Hmm.
the evidence, okay, based on what people say and what people write in the books, okay, is you know um, type of evidence that I wouldn't agree.
You're saying that textual historical evidence, it's you don't consider to be reliable or
Uh,
truthful.
it's if it's speaking about supernatural things, like things that we don't have access. For example, afterlife, right? We don't have the access. If there is the claim, and if it's just written, if some says that, oh wait, like it's real, like oh, wait, like yeah, I don't take it. It's the same as writing the book and saying that, you know, unicorns are real. So if it was written in a book, that doesn't mean it's true to me. So but yeah, when it
Okay.
comes to other information, I don't have a problem with those kind of information, Ian.
I think you should, and I'm saying this because maybe it'll help you. Maybe you should change the word supernatural
We can change that one. Yeah.
because
Okay,
It's not a well-defined word,
let's don't
honestly.
define and let's don't use the word. Let's discard. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't believe in afterlife, angels, jinns, God, or what else? Soul.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I don't believe
So
in
so
these
we
things.
can put that in a category, but I don't think the category of supernatural is good. I think maybe
Okay,
the category of
well, what about this
uncommon.
one? Things that we don't have direct access, things that we cannot test
Yeah,
whenever we want, right?
right. Direct access. Okay. So I like that. So you're
Yeah, you
saying
like it, but
I don't
it
accept.
it can create
Uh-huh.
other problems because you can like say, hey, you don't believe in, for example,
Yeah,
Caesar,
it's the same with the supernatural. You don't have access to supernatural if you use supernatural. But
but
the problem with supernatural is that's not very round. It's not very well defined.
no
But when
problem.
you say I don't have direct access, that's more specific.
Yes,
So
but
okay.
as I was trying to explain, that can create more problems because someone can say, "Hey, so that means you don't believe you don't believe that Caesar existed, in the past, or other,
Well,
historical
but
figures,
you
because we don't
can.
have direct
y-
access also."
mm, Okay, so maybe here's my suggestion then. I don't believe in your case, right? I don't believe in things that are very rare and we don't have substantial connection to it. Very rare, and we don't have a substantial connection with it. I know it's big, but think about it. It's very good, I think. Things that are rare, and we don't
Okay.
have a strong connection to it. I think because then you would kind of like disregard like historical, textual um, claims that are rare occurrences, and we don't have a strong connection to understand this. Then see, if people ask you what do you mean by strong connection, you can say you know archaeology, geography, whatever other sciences that can make establish stronger, right? Is you're fine with that?
Well, okay, okay. Like, I don't know if like I'm not good at like categorizing things or defining things. But when you say rare, it may imply that like rarely we can reach these things, like to that data we can test, we can observe. But to me, I even don't believe that we have observed such things. So to me, like they're not even rare. Like, but it's okay. But it's okay. Like for
Yeah.
example, a king, right? Let's just say that a king, okay, historical figure. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like if you say King Momo, do you believe that such a king existed in the past? It's written in this book. I would say I don't know. Probably yeah, he existed if a book says so. It's probable to me. Why? Because kings existed, right? Like even right now we can see. So it's probable to me, and maybe probably that's true. It may be false. But what
Mm-hmm.
about this? Like, if I say, hey, do you believe in the Monkey King Momo? Wait, like a monkey who ruled humans, for example. Okay, so that
Uh-huh.
would be a thing for you. Like, wait, we don't have examples right now, and it's very suspicious that we had in the past, and then that raises the red flag to me, right? Mm, To be skeptical about this
Mm-hmm.
claim. So, what about other claims? Like, yeah, I mean, politicians or writers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Poets, singers, or whatever. So, we still have all those examples right now. And if there is a figure in history, okay, it's okay to me. Like, like I said, I believe it could be false, but still it's possible, right? But the other things to be able to say possible, We need examples right now.
Hmm. Look, you understand that in the end of the day is about what is your opinion about life and what you think it's true. In my opinion about life and what I think is true, and then we cross check and see if there is agreement here or we can learn with each other. So now I'm trying to understand your position better because sure, there is a level that you disregard. Probability or that as evidence. You disregard that. You don't think it's good evidence. So therefore you don't believe in that. You put in a basket of no belief. Now, there is another level that you become agnostic about it. Could you articulate that?
I think that they're nearly in the same level. Just because I disregard like those claims, that doesn't mean I have the opposite belief. Like, I wouldn't say, hey, I believe those are just fake, and I wouldn't dare to say that. So I'm already agnostic about all those claims. So I don't know. Like, yes, you have this
Right.
claim. We don't have any examples so far that I can test, I can check, or
Right. Do you believe in them? Do you believe I am an AI?
I don't.
You don't.
Yeah, I don't.
Right. So you're not agnostic about that. You don't.
Yeah.
Right. Now, there are things you don't believe, and there are things you are uncertain about it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second level, right? So,
Oh, okay.
what is your methodology? Because I understand more or less the first part, which is something too, in simpler words, something too crazy that we have no
Okay.
tangible
Let's
evidence.
use.
In a simple way. In a
Okay.
simple way.
Okay. Let's
Mhm.
use your example. Okay. Let's
Mhm.
suppose like the next person who joins for speaking here. Okay. Like his
Mhm.
voice sounds robotic. Okay. And we don't know the person.
Mhm.
And he doesn't matter either whether he claims he's an AI or not. If you ask me the same question, I would hesitate. I would say, wait, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm an agnostic, okay? I need more evidence because well, this is the first time I hear someone, and it gives me the feeling that, it can be a software, right? So, you see, like, I wouldn't believe that it's an AI, okay? You see, non belief. And I also say, I don't know. So, the agnosticism in it.
Sure, but I understand that you can be having a predisposition to disbelieve in something while saying it's not absolute. I understand that. But we know that you have a level where you say, I don't believe in this, and you have a level where you say, I'm not certain of this, right?
Hmm.
And the second level, stargazer, is like you don't disbelieve in it. You are purely agnostic about it,
I'm purely agnostic. If that
right?
was the
Like,
case, yeah, I could say.
all right, like for example, after 10 days, will it rain in Brazil? After 10 days, will it will rain in Brazil? Let's say like this. I'm claiming. Do you disbelieve that, or are you agnostic about that?
You say that there will be rain in 10 days. In
Yes.
Brazil?
In my city,
In
in
your
Brazil.
city? I would
Hmm.
say, I don't know.
So here it's like you're agnostic about it, right? Purely
Okay,
agnostic.
okay, yeah.
Right. So how do you classify this level? Like things that I don't have, what type of information, or what things you put in this basket of like I don't know, I am agnostic. Purely I don't know, I'm agnostic.
Purely, okay. But
Hmm.
even in that case, like, I would say I don't believe that it's going to rain, and I don't believe also it will rain. So still, like, I can have the same position because I don't think there is pure agnosticism because either you believe in something or you don't believe in something. So the claim there will be rain in my city in 10 days is the claim, right? Either I believe in that claim or I don't believe. So like
So
there is no pure agnosticism for me. You know, agnosticism is
that
about
doesn't help much.
not knowing.
I don't think it's a strong methodology, Stargazer, because it either make you a non-believer, and I'm not talking about religious sense, right? I'm talking about in a general sense. I'm not using the Islamic term, non-believer. Either you are a non-believer who's agnostic. No, you can be a non-believer who's agnostic, and you can
Okay.
be a believer who's agnostic.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like it's too diluted. It's too. It's like one permeates too much in the other. It's too murky. It's too cloudy, right? It's not clear.
This
Doesn't
is
seem
true.
to be a good methodology.
Well, like, then you should tell me why. I mean, you're just making a
Because I
claim.
think like I think this right. If you have like a clear belief about something, for example, um, I believe that Napoleon existed, right?
Okay.
And I believe that for X, Y, and Z. I'm not agnostic about that. Now, if I call myself agnostic because there are ifs, right? Then I am like I'm believing I'm agnostic at the same time, right? And to say this seems to be like I don't even know if these two can go well together. Like
Why not?
I have a positive belief and I'm agnostic about my positive belief.
No, it's not like
It seems to be. Hmm.
you're not agnostic about your belief. You're agnostic about the claim. So a God exists as the claim, right? A God exists. So either you believe in the claim or you don't, right? So as a Muslim, you believe, okay? But when it comes to the question, hey, do you know a God exists? So then that raises the flag also. Maybe for you it's not the same thing, but there are many believers. They say, wait, I don't know. Like I didn't question or I didn't check everything deeply. I just learned this from my, parents and culture, society, right? I'm a believer. I believe. I don't know if a God really exists or not, but I just believe. I found myself believing in that, or I choose to believe in that, and I don't care about the evidence. Like maybe even there's no God, but I feel good when I believe in God. So I believe in God. So don't you think that this is agnostic belief?
No, I don't think it's agnostic belief. I think it's just a person who believes in something and it recognizes that we can be wrong and we don't know like things absolutely.
We don't know things.
For
Yeah, that's
example,
what
for,
how
for
I
example, I
presented the case. Like he doesn't know
yeah,
if a
but
God
like
exists or not. So that means he's an agnostic.
but agnostic means like you don't know, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
here like you do know.
Uh,
It's just like you're saying you're not absolutely certain about it.
no, 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 no. I
Now I
never
feel like
said that.
agnosticism is more like a middle ground.
No, no, no. I would never use like the word absolute, certain. Like these words are, off the topic. And so when it comes to, not knowing the existence of God, like if you say, I can never be sure about the existence. So like this is kind of hard agnosticism, okay? Or if you say like God's existence cannot be known, okay? If you choose
All right,
that position,
let's try not to use labels then. Like let's
uh,
let's remove agnosticism, let's remove atheism, let's remove believer.
oh,
Let's talk about it directly with the context of it. Okay. So um you know something or you don't know something. Let's how about that? So do you know I am not an AI?
oh yeah, I know.
You know. Good. You see, it seems to be clear like this.
Yeah,
Okay, so there is a level of things that you say, I know that,
sure, yeah,
right? I know that this bus goes to Birmingham.
yeah,
It's written Birmingham on it.
yeah.
I know that this bus goes to Birmingham. And there are things that you say, I don't know. Like, what is in the forest?
Hmm.
I don't know. Do I look like a biologist? So, that level. So, what methodology do you use to say, like, I know something, and what methodology? You used to
Well,
say, I don't know something.
when exactly I know the things, okay? Like, knowledge is a subset of the belief, right? Like many beliefs. Like, without believing something, we cannot know or we cannot claim to know things, right? So when we open our eyes, okay, we just find ourselves in this thing, okay? I don't want to even call it universe, and we accept that we are in something, and then we realize or we learn that it's the universe, okay, and we keep believing that we are in this thing, right, and we keep believe that, oh yeah, there are other beings around me, right, we also believe in that. And when you go and question deeply, very deeply, then you say, wait, like what if it's just me and everything is just a dream that I'm dreaming. So just we start to believe in
So
things,
yeah,
right?
so
We
that's why
just get
we
rid of
use
this
I know.
problem.
So that's why it's better to use I know, I don't know.
Uh,
Because when you use terms, honestly, right? I always,
mm-hmm.
not always, but for a long time I believe in this, that when you use terms like they're too used, sorry, they become like kind of opaque. It's hard to just see through them because there's so many ideas and opinions about it. Now, if I ask you, do you know or you don't know? Then you can answer easier, right?
Okay, but it's also easy.
Do you know Quran is from God?
I don't know.
Or you don't know?
Yeah,
Okay, so that you don't know.
yeah. Look, it's,
So
it's so
when you say
easy
you
to
don't
answer these
know,
questions, Ian. But it's the same for belief. I mean, it's the same question. Do you believe or not? So like, you also have your answers,
let's
right?
not use it.
Okay.
Let's go with no because no is more certain.
Yeah, it is certain, but like, you know, like, in the end of the day, you just believe in things or you don't believe in things, right?
Let's remove belief for a bit.
Okay, let's see.
So,
Okay, like
so
we,
if I ask you, do you know Quran is from God? You say,
I
I
don't know.
don't know.
Yep.
So that means that it's either from God or it's either not from God according to your view, right?
Uh, any claim given, I don't know from where the Quran is.
Okay. Do you know I'm an AI?
Do I know that you're an I know that you are not an AI.
Right. So here there is something
Yeah.
within your thinking
Mm-hmm.
that makes you know this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when it
Evidence.
comes to the Quran, there is something
Yeah. A lot
different.
of
So it
evidence.
okay, cool.
Yeah. A lot of
Nice.
evidence.
Uh-huh.
Like, so I can just tell you how I believe that you are not an AI. Okay. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
I know that.
You
But
know that.
I'm
Okay.
more interested
Then it saves a lot
I'm
of
more
time.
interested right. So I'm more interested to know what type of basis, right, you have to say these type of things. I consider them knowable, and I know them. And these things like no, I don't know them. Like a miracle from Musa, I imagine you would say I don't know because maybe you don't have a
Yeah.
direct experience. So I assume direct experience is one of the categories you would use.
Sure. It's very important. Yeah.
Okay, so but not only things that you have a direct experience, you know them. There are things you know, but you don't have a direct experience. You have an indirect experience, correct?
I think we should use an example here.
Yes. Uh, do you believe? Um,
You said let's discard belief.
sorry.
Yeah.
It's the habit. They die hard. Sorry. Thank you for helping.
Yeah.
You see, it's addictions. Do you know that Julius Caesar existed?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I
interesting.
believe.
Do
I'm
you know?
sorry.
Do you know?
I used belief.
Uh-huh. Okay. This is haram here, akhi. It's haram. It's your room, and I'm not. I'm conquering. It's like I'm conquering your room.
It's okay.
That's what we want.
Old
We
fellas.
want to conquer everywhere. We want to conquer everywhere we go. Uh,
Okay. Wow, that's good. Like Muslims are making 80s jokes in the 80s tables. Good.
right. So, um, so do you know that my grandmother existed?
Do I know great grandma? Yeah, I know.
Do you have a direct or indirect
Eh,
um, knowledge of her existence?
Yeah, that's kind of good example of indirect knowledge. Yeah,
You see?
yeah,
So I'm gonna buy a note so I can
hmm
write these things because
yeah. But here's the
they're
thing.
useful.
Like, do you know that my grandmother was a wolf? If I make such a claim, do you know if this?
I know she was not a wolf.
Okay. Mm, do you believe? You don't. Okay.
Belief is a knowledge, right? Like you said. I'm
It's a
saying I know.
subset of knowledge, but like, if the question was, do you believe that like my grandmother was a wolf? Your answer would be, sure, I don't believe, right?
But I don't want to say as belief. I want to say I know she was not a wolf.
Oh, okay, so when you say I know or I don't know, that means you cannot use the word to believe?
You can use, but for the
Yeah.
sake of the discussion and for what I'm thinking, it's a progress.
Mm,
I'm challenging us to not use belief because
okay.
maybe it can help us to not get stuck to definitions. So why do I know your I know you are a human, and I know humans have human babies. They don't have wolf cubs. So
So
um, is it
that's good.
cubs or puppy?
That's good. So now you are the one who's explaining instead of me. You're saving my, let's say,
Right.
energy. So yeah, that's why I
It's a
believe. I
uh,
mean, I know. Like,
mhm.
so
All
you
right.
have at least direct observation, right? Evidence that yeah, this is the things. How do they work, right? Like they are working in this way, and you know,
Mm-mm.
it's very constant. And you say it must be the case. Just
So we
in
gotta
future
phrase it.
generations.
We gotta phrase it. I think in a more proper manner because we're talking about a subject, right? So the direct evidence of the subject would be direct contact with that subject, and an indirect um, evidence of that, and indirect knowledge of the subject would be something that connects you without seeing the subject or like directly, right? So here you know things directly and indirectly. Okay, that's good. Um, Obviously, when we talk about the Quran being from God, it would be, I think, more in the lane of indirect. If we use the Quran to say like that there is afterlife, right?
So, do you know
Do
or
you
do you
agree?
believe, like, when it comes to these questions?
Do I know? Do I believe?
Yeah.
Um,
Look, forget the belief. Like, do you know that Quran is from God? Do you know that afterlife is real? If it takes time, so that means you need the word belief.
that means I need time to think.
Okay.
um, do I know Quran is from God? Do I believe Quran is from God? I know Quran is from God, and I believe Quran is from God.
At the same time,
No, complementary.
complementary.
You want me to explain?
No, no, I don't need. But still, you needed belief. So,
Not that I need belief. Honestly, what holds me more it's the knowledge part. The belief is just complementary.
okay, okay.
It's essential but complementary.
Oh, wait,
It's hard because people define belief differently. But you know, when I bring a book and I'm claiming this book is from God,
in order
what do you
to
expect?
think
You
that. It's from God.
I think this question is for you, man.
I don't know. The question is not, complete. So, but probably that's what he or she meant. Yeah. We gave some examples about the question, if that's the exact question. So, I would expect really clear cut information that we cannot know right now, like prophecies that Christians or
Right.
Muslims claim. So,
So obviously the question is this. The Quran, it's a secondary to the existence of God. For you to believe like right, for you, sorry, no belief. For you to know the Quran is from God, you have to know that there is a God first, correct? As we always talked.
uh, no,
If, if
yeah, yeah. But if you're talking about knowledge, yeah.
right, right. So
But
okay.
if it
So
was, if like, we were talking about belief, then my answer would be different.
right. So you're not certain in knowledge about the existence of a God.
Sure,
So
yeah.
so that's where all conversations should start, I guess, with the atheists and agnostics from the point of like bringing them to the certainty of God's existence in the sense of like so they understand you better in the case you being me so you
Yeah,
understand me better
yeah. But it's
so
not
that's a fitna.
the case.
That's a fitna for another day
Yeah, yeah,
because
but
that one is a tough one.
but you should know, Ian. Like, it's not the same for all with all people because yes, when we talk about these things, we need to do that, but it's not for everyone. Like, some people have different kind of reasoning, for example, about afterlife, and still, yeah, we have to question the other things, sure, but not always. I mean, we can just look at those reasons, specific reasons, and we are discussing about those reasons too. But yeah, with you, we need to dive deeper.
Yeah, I mean we you build a house from the foundation, not from the roof.
Um, but you can prepare the roof before, right? I mean, you don't have to
Yeah,
build the
you can
basement
talk
or
about the roof,
yeah.
but
Oh,
yeah,
you can
if you
even
don't have the
prepare.
foundation, yeah, the roof, yeah, but only the roof doesn't make a house.
True, yeah, true. But
O-
the
only
roof is
more
the roof.
only morality doesn't make a believer.
Yeah, but still, at least you can make the roof, right? And you can say, oh yeah, this is the roof. Oh yeah, I see the roof.
Yeah, we've done it before when we talked about morality, free will.
Oh, you
We're
see?
talking about the window, the door, the roof. But eventually, we won't go to Jum'ah together if we don't start from the foundation. You see?
Yeah, if that's the purpose, yeah.
You see? I just told you my whole plot here, man.
Okay, that's the
Um,
plan, right?
that's
taking
the
taking
that's the plan.
stargazer to the Juma and
Yes, man. I mean, if I help you with that, I'm sure I'm gonna get 1,000 hasanat. Cause I think you're a tough one. No, I'm kidding. Um,
our
but yeah, no,
friends
honestly, like I think it's a good point for us to get into. Anyways,
our friends complain
all
that
right,
I didn't
Stargazer.
answer the question. Like, even if the question was not complete, I answered the question. But anyway,
Invite him to talk. I'm gonna hit the tariq
oh okay,
because I have to. Yeah, I have to work. Do some stuff.
okay. So I'll send you the link. Okay,
Sure, man. I
okay,
mean, it's all good.
okay,
I'm gonna try to get a nicer photo for my profile next time to be
oh
more presentable.
okay. Well, I'm too lazy, man. I could help with that
Yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
the
You
addition
know,
part.
I'm gonna put like a Saudi clothes. You know, and I'll change
Okay.
my name like Sheikh Ian.
What about the black flag?
Yeah, I'm gonna put like believer Avenger
Okay.
name. I'm gonna change my name. You know, I have a long beard, so I'm gonna take a photo of my face with that Saudi
Oh wow.
thing.
Okay.
Get
Hijabi
ready, man.
helmet. Hijab.
Right? You make me famous.
Okay. Okay, man. Thanks, man.
Right?
Thanks. Thanks for.
Thanks, appreciate. Take care, bro.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So, before closing, yeah, I cannot read your name. Esha, or whatever. Your question is not complete, but still try to answer the question by assuming the rest of the question. Edited, okay. Now I can read it again. When I'm bringing a book and claiming that this book is from God, what do you expect in that book in order to believe me? So, yeah, I already answered the question as I said if the book contains information that we cannot reach at this moment. For example, um, many people think that there must be life outside of this planet, right? Well, let's suppose the book that you brought is saying that, oh, there is life in this planet, especially in this location in the sky. And if you find that, yeah, you see that that's a really good information that we don't know right now, and just the book says, yeah, this is the case. That's not a perfect evidence, but like I assume that it's an old book, very old book, okay? And not only one information, it's not also enough for me. Like if there are multiple examples like that, yeah, that would be. Uh, oh, you said from God. Okay, like if there is this evidence and it's claiming that it's written by a God, it was sent by a God. Yeah, yeah, that would probably make me believe that yeah, probably there is a God and this book is from this God. But yeah, as I said, I answered this question before. Anyway, if no one will join, I'm gonna end the recording session, but I will not continue this conversation, you should know. Okay, okay. And you're not typing fast also, maybe we could have this conversation in this way, but it won't be very good for me. Anyway, thanks for. Yes, you can type, I know that. But I'm planning to finish this recording because it's very long already. Anyway, thanks for joining. Take care. Bye bye.